Hey buddies, so basically in today's GFG POTD we have a problem unique number second, and yesterday we have solved the problem unique number first, and that was easy enough problem. And in that problem we have to first of all traverse like I have done that problem by using map, where I have first of all checking the frequencies. That means there we have to target only for those elements in the array which are having only one frequency, and that elements we have to return it. Today we have also an array, and in this problem we have to return the elements which are having unique frequencies. Okay, but here the elements are like more than one in number. So let's read the problem, and here it is saying that it is a medium of problem, but actually it is like easy of problem. Okay, so first of all we have to read this problem. Given an array R containing 2 cross n plus 2 positive number, out of which 2 cross n numbers exist in pairs where the other two numbers occurs exactly once and are distinct. Find the other two numbers, return the answers in increasing order. Okay, so the thing is that uh, it is simple that we have to count only for, we have to just return only the unique or distinct element among the array, and it may be like more in numbers. Okay, so like if I'm talking about the first example, here we have 1 2 3 2 1 4. So by looking at this array we can say that 3 and 4 is the only number which is unique. Otherwise we can say like 1 is also repeating 2 times, 2 is also repeating 2 times. So in the simple terms we can say that those numbers we have to return only those numbers which are having distinct. Okay, and those numbers are like more than having like those numbers are maybe like more than one numbers. Okay, so here in the second example also here 2 1 3 2. So here only 1 and 3 is the only number which are actually appearing for one times. Okay, that means they are having only one frequencies. Okay, so the thing is that it's like completely based on our yesterday problem, but there we have to like only return for but there we have to only return only one number. Okay, and in that array we have only just a single number that is having or just one frequencies, but here we have multiple numbers which are having only one frequencies. Okay, so we have to return those numbers which are having just one frequency. So here what we will do, and let's try to first of all see about expected complexity. So here we have to solve this problem by using temp complexity of order of n and expected auxiliary space of order of 1. And here we have a company text like Sequolite, Amazon, Microsoft, Samsung, fact set, make my trip, Google, Qualcomm, and it is like completely based on like bit manipulation, data structures, and all those things. Okay, and here you can read all about related interviews experience as well as related articles. So I'm just going to solve this one by my yesterday approach, that first of all I have to create all about my I have to use first of all map here, and we know very well if I'm using a unordered map which are basically taking the time complexity of login. Okay, so here I have to create unordered map, and here inside that first of all you have to define the data types for the numbers. So here we have integers, so here we have to return int type. And the second thing what we want, that means here we want frequencies which are also in the form of int data types. So here we are actually declaring our map method. Okay, or map, and then after that here we have to define our name. Okay, once we have defined our map, the thing is that now we need to traverse it. Okay, so whatever we have done yesterday, so we have to just repeat the same thing. Point I is equal to 0, I is less than array dot size. Here we need to traverse till the size of an array. Then after that here we can set I plus plus. Then after that here first of all we have to take the frequencies of each numbers or each elements in the array. So here what we will do, here first of all here we have to write our map. Then inside map what we have to do, here our array of I and then plus plus. Okay, so basically this syntax are basically used to count the total number of frequencies of each element of each item. We can say that each item or values. Okay, now once we have count the frequencies, now what we will do, again we need to traverse. Okay, so for int I is equal to 0, and again we need to traverse till array dot size. Okay, and then I plus plus. Now here once we got these things, now yesterday I have also like giving some conditional statement. Here also I am giving the same condition. That means if my map of array of I, that means I'm talking about the frequency, not the element. Okay, if the frequencies of those elements is like equal to 1, that means those elements which are having unique. So there in the yesterday's problem, what we have done there, we have just simply to use return array of I, but here we have to return multiple values. It may contains multiple values which are having one frequency, so we can't do this thing. So for storing multiple values, what we can do here, we can create a vector, which we know very well about vector. Like we know very about array. Okay, an array is a collection of items of the same data types which are stored in contiguous locations. Similar to talking about vector. Vector is also we can say collections of items of same data types which are stored in contiguous location. But the difference in vector and array is like, here inside vectors, here we have here we can resize the size of an array, as well as it's completely up to us, so that we don't have to waste our time. So space, sorry. Okay, so we don't have to waste our space. It is completely based on our requirement of how much we can like use our memory. So here we have to get a vector, and we need to store our int type of data values. So here we have to use int data type, and then here we can use answer. And if we have to store multiple values, so here we can simply use answer dot. Here we have a like lots of method which are coming with vectors, okay, built-in methods which we have to use it to solve the given problem. So here we have answer dot push back, so that we can store it the value inside it. Okay, and if you have to read it, then we have to use pop method. Okay, so these are like we can say C++ STLs. So this is also a part of these things. Now if I'm using answer dot pushback, that means we have to store all those values which are having only one frequency. So here I'm just using array of I, that means the elements which are having unique frequencies. I'm just simply using it, and then we can simply use return answer. Okay, let's try to compile and run. Okay, so yeah, here compilation is completed. Let's try to submit it. Okay, so here it is actually wrong answer, and what it says, possibly your code does not work correctly for multiple test cases. Okay, the first letter cases where you code fail. Okay, so for input like 2133, my code output is like 21, but its cut output is like 12. Okay, so basically these numbers are like in irregular fashion. So for that, what I can do here, I can simply use sort method, and here I'm using array.begin, and then array.end. If I'm using sorting method, then it will arrange the number in a proper sequence, okay, in proper ascending order, so that we get the output as in the relevant way. Okay, so let's try to again compile and run again. Okay, so yeah, here compilation is completed. Let's try to submit it again. So it's submitted. So yeah, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.